Greetings, adventurers! I'm Paulie Garbanzo, the Dungeon Master for Nat 21 Adventures. Welcome to the show. Tonight is our grand Patreon Saints game. Now, this is our game for Wednesday, April. That's right. I meant to say April when I said Tuesday. Anyway, right. I'm still fully vaccinated now, which I was very loopy last week, and maybe I'm only slightly loopy this week. I've already done, 2 shows today, so... All right. Well, my friends, let's bring in our grand Patreon Saints. They have come from the immortal demigod realm. They have taken mortal form to adventure in the world of Urt, and here they are now. Argrax, the Dragonborn. Hello, Argrax. And also, mostly, apparently, full-time moderator of the Nat 21 channel. He's been doing a great job. Welcome.
It's a lot of work.
But it's a fun work, I guess. All right. And next up, we have Aguilar Make It. That's right. Ooh, I'm going to take this thing off there.
I make it better.
You've seen him in many adventures, actually, with Nat 21. So welcome back. Welcome back. And we have Eliza, the human fighter. That's right. All right. Rocking and rolling. And we have Traylon Stardream. Yay! Our newest member of the team. And today we find everyone at the end of last adventure. They made it to the newly found island of Cecil. And they've kind of joined, not joined ranks, but at least they got the boat over from the Magecroft colonists. And they stand in the newly formed port of what the people who are there, or the new colonists, are referring to as the Giardino, or the garden. And it's not much of a garden, really. It's more like a military compound where they've made some walls. There's a pile of wreckage that apparently they made a bunch of stuff. It all got wrecked, and then they moved it aside and made some more stuff. So, yeah, not awkward at all. Welcome everyone to the show. Hi everybody, Just Some Guy, Blondie, David Percival, Screaming Dragon, Dragon Son, right, yes, and the Moot Bot. And no, I haven't actually been drinking. I have this beer that someone gifted me, and I actually have nothing to open it with. I was gonna actually open it on this suit of armor back here, but I have not found. Just a little too far away, and I really haven't found an appropriate surface, but who knows? Well, since we've got 4 players,
And thanks to Just Some Guy for the 100 biddies on Twitch to pay me. But if you want to pay me, come over to my channel and show me some love there.
There you go.
Oh no, it's the action cam.
Action cam. Oop, there we go. All right, there's the action cam. There you sit in there you stand, and you're just kind of off this boat. You are surprised to see all of the, the fact that they've made a dock out of stone already. And from best you can figure, though, it is the wizards who have just pretty much just waved their wand, created, moved stone, did a bunch of other things to create these workings. And so there we are. You're standing around in a large area of activity. There's already people making things, clearly preparing for combat, clearly making things on a forge, making things on an anvil, sharpening wood. You look around, though, you do notice a very strange thing about this island, and as you approach it, is that all of the vegetation, and I'm going to put that in quotation marks, vegetation, is not green. It is mostly black with red leaves. And so it's a really interesting sight. It's not, a beautiful tropical island with what seems to be trees and all these other things, but instead of lush greenery, it is lush reddery. Not really a
Did,
word.
did someone turn on and swipe the Firestone filter on this world?
Somebody photoshopped this badly. It's pretty much what you can say. Stone shape is a spell, and that's right, just some guy. Stone shape is a spell, and it is being used by several wizards here. No Alcibiades again. Apparently, he's
He's got a bad case of the hairballs.
It's the next boat over, I suppose. Wait. Someone said something about
Cheddar Bay biscuits. Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh, Carvershire. Yes. Hey. Oh well. Yes. It has been quite some time since I have been at the Carvershire show. That's September, October. So yeah, I'm at Maryland this year, and then and possibly some other places. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's in the cards. So sorry, I missed that show too. It's really pretty sight, and I love hanging out there and up there in Cava, as they say. You know, that's why I picked up my wife there. She's from Gloucester. Not actually
picked her up and carried her out.
Yeah, just picked her up, took her with me. I ran into her. Where did I run into her? I ran into her in Pennsylvania, but she's originally from Gloucester. But enough about me. There's a big tent with that is clearly the pub tent. They haven't made a building yet, but they did set up a tent. These seem to be just regular. I'm going to put regular soldiers, also in quotation marks, as they do seem to be a unit that has. There's no universal standing army. It's not like the Romans have like a imperial army. This is, I am a really famous guy or gal or anything else, and I've got a lot of money, and I have clothed and armored all of these people with the same stuff, and that's what makes an army back then. So there do seem to be a couple hundred people of the same ilk, let's just say, same shields, same helmets, all that jazz. That is as close to regular army as it is. But they do have a couple of big tents, and they do seem to be serving beer to anybody who's there. So that's right, pub tent. That's right. Because
it's too soon for the beer gardens.
Priorities. Pub tent, and then possibly somebody making some meat or something. Well, there are some other, like I said, there are already buildings up. There's a lot of more tents than anything else, but there are buildings, and they've probably been magically created. So huts, even, I'd say. Tiny huts. Magical tiny huts.
And who doesn't love a good tiny hut?
Right? Possibly me. The world is yours. The sun is shining. The sea is seeing. And out yonder lies the gate towards the rest of the island.
I think we should find out who's running this island.
It's a rather large island. It might not be just one person.
Well, I mean, in that general vicinity, like I want to know like what's going on, how it got built and stuff like that,
Where's the person who told us about all this? And
Bronson.
Yes. Bronson. Only later did I realize that Bronson is actually a name. I was like, it's Bronson. I thought I was just making up words. Clearly I wasn't. Bronson. Yes, he's there, and he's kind of managing a group of men as they are loading and unloading this boat that you came on. So there he is on the dock.
So I'm going to walk up to Bronson and be like, so you brought us here, so what's next? Like, he didn't really tell us much afterwards, other than signing a contract, dealing with the king, who may or may not be married. I wish I could holler at him because he's probably really cute.
Some say he is, but I don't know. He's not my type. But, well, what next? Grab a drink at the pub if you'd like. We're setting up some more tents for more of our militia here, and we are setting up. There will be a perimeter patrol later on today if you'd like to take a patrol with some of the other fellows. And scouting. Always happy to have you scouting out the area, finding what we have out there, because our maps are fairly old and possibly inaccurate.
Gotta love an inaccurate map.
Yeah. From our maps, and he looks off, actually, points off into the distance down the coastline to the south. He says, according to our map, that volcano was only half as big as it is now. If our map is even fairly accurate, that means that if everything we know is true, that this island disappeared about 400 years ago, and if that volcano was half as big as it is now, that in 400 years it grew by like a 50-mile radius. Like, it is humongous. And you do in fact see that this is a gigantic volcano. It's big, and it would take literally days to walk up it. And it's you're like, huh, yeah, and it's going pretty good. It's not like a Vesuvius type volcano where it's raining down giant rocks and ash, but it is definitely, you can see that way off in the distance. It's probably 100 miles away, but you can see it. It's that big that it clearly makes like a wonderful skyline. And you can see way off in the distance smoke coming out of the top of the volcano, and perhaps even the glow of lava off of the smoke clouds that it rises up from. Aguilar, you are kind of intrigued, as you do know that the forge in volcanoes, that sometimes that does lead to some magical, I was about to say magical forgery.
We should check out that volcano.
All my gold does a dragon there.
Even more,
as long as the volcano's not named Vesuvio, we're good to go.
Yeah, being the fact that I'm the only human, I would like to not become human barbecue, so I vote no on that volcano. Thank you so much, Bronson, for not telling me.
I mean, you could almost see it from Magecroft. Well, now. Whoops.
Well, we haven't been in the normal times for very long recently.
Sorry. Yes, well, yeah, so if you'd like to wait for the next patrol, you can, but go have a beer. I'm sure it'll settle your stomach after this long trip.
I think we might just get ourselves something to drink and then maybe go off and explore and scout on our own. We have no need for any of your maps. We're already good.
Really? All right, that's interesting.
We could sort of reverse herd. If we got a whole bunch of these little soldiers together and they encountered something before us, it wouldn't be us.
Well, that's true. Well, if you are going to go out on a patrol, please let the guards, you must let the guards at the gate know, and mark your time. We are, of course, trying to keep track of everyone. And if you do run into anything, of course, report back as quickly as you can.
Good to know.
And he's like, I gotta get back to work. And he turns around and starts to point and do things that officers do. So there you stand.
I'm going for a drink.
Is there an armor smith anywhere
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is a tent with two forges sitting outside of it, and they've got a not hastily built, but I mean clearly recently built part of a kiln. And there's rods in the fire, and they're clearly hammering out weapons.
Do they have anything for sale?
Doesn't. I mean, they've got several things that they've recently made. There's some spear tips. There might be a sword. Yeah, there's a sword. And they're clearly just making a ton of them. Like they're just gonna make this as a assembly line process.
Armor or anything?
There's no armor. There are two shields though. That clearly not recently made. They're sitting there.
What are they made out of?
They're metal.
Not what I'm looking for.
There.
I head off into the tavern pub.
All right, and Eliza, and you're heading off into the tavern as well.
Yes, I'm going to the tavern.
All right. So you get over there, and of course, it's not far away. This is a very small place, and a hooded figure who seems pretty slight build, but nobody seems to really notice too much, comes over to you, Eliza, and grabs your wrist, and seems to be a female, and you notice that she has blue skin, and she looks at you and says, "Please, can you help us?"
First of I don't want to be bitchy. I'm like, okay, what am I helping you with exactly?
My sisters are all held captive, and
Your sisters are being held captive where, by who, and by what?
they're up in the mountains in the old ruins.
Okay, where are the old ruins? Is it by the volcano? Is it near an old temple with ghosties and stuff like that?
Well, yeah. How'd you know?
There's been some pretty crazy things going on in Magecroft lately.
This whole place is covered in old ruins with ghosties. All right. No. She
First of all,
says,
can I get your name, love?
yes, my name is Neela.
Neela. I'm Eliza Drellincourt. Might know of my family, but I'm kind of the last Drellincourt.
Sorry, no, I don't know anything. I recently escaped, and my sisters are all still in bondage up in the mountains.
Who was holding you captive?
Fire demons.
Fire demons. Oh Lord, why does it have to involve fire? Oh my. Okay, breathe, Eliza. You got this. Just breathe.
All the creatures here are remnants of fire demons.
Yeah. No, not yet.
We've been stuck here for 400 years. You have to get us free. We are necessary for the survival of this island.
Is that why the island just recently formed again after years of fog? Because what we heard on Magecroft was that it's been gone for years.
I don't know why, but just a couple of weeks ago, the sky changed. I've been deep in a cell with my sisters, and
how many sisters do you have?
Several, many.
Okay. I'm willing to help you because I had a family once and I wish I could have saved them. And if I can save another family and reunite them, I'll be more than happy to. And don't worry about compensation. This one's on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Let me introduce you to my friends, and I'm gonna bring her over to my friends.
Okay.
Guys, there's a woman that needs help with a matter of some sort, and I think we can help her since there's really nothing going on here.
Wait, what did you say, Aglar?
Is it at the volcano?
No, it's not. Sorry.
It's near ruins,
I
but
like
it's
ruins.
up the mountain near ruins.
I like ruins.
Ancient ruins, possible secrets, damsel in distress.
Yes,
What's the catch?
me and my sisters,
Apparently many damsels in distress.
we are water nymphs, and we've been held here.
Doesn't matter how many damsels are in distress. She's a woman. She needs help. I'm a woman. I'm willing to help a fellow woman.
I mean,
Girl power. Yes.
technically, I'm a nymph, and so I'm not really like immortal. But that's
You
besides
understand what I'm saying, Mila?
YOLO. And for a very, very long time, we've been stuck in a cell ever since this island was transported to the plane of fire.
So one way or another, we're going to be, how do you put it? Stuck in flames? Something like that? Cast into the flames? Out of the fire into the frying pan?
Now that we're no longer in the plane of fire, we've grown slightly stronger, but we need to escape our captors. I was lucky enough to break free, but my sisters are still in prison.
How are you able to break free?
Well, we merged our powers together, what little we had. I was chosen. I was the strongest one to try to get down from the mountain. And then before I reached the sea, I saw this group of mortals, and, well, I figured you might be able to help.
I'm more than willing to help, but my friends, they're not like me. I'm like the only human. This is Aguilar, this is Argarax, and this is Tralin? Did I say that right?
Well,
I do apologize if I said that wrong. And
Tralin.
I'm Eliza.
we just met. It's okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you. They're up in the ruins of a town far away, but
Do you possibly know the name of the town or what was near the town?
it's the town of, right, hold please, Caltanisseti.
Caltanisseti.
Where's that on the map?
You show her the map? Let's see. Where is it on the map? Well, let's see. On your map. Oh, I should upload your map.
Yes, we have a different map.
Caltanisseti is the town that's in the center of the island. And on your map, you have. Let me see if I can upload that map pretty soon. I'll upload that map in a minute. But you have on your map, you have the coastline all the way around, and then in the center, it's more of a ambiguous puzzle. Clearly, whoever made the map from the Pathomancers did not ever go into the interior of the island, but they did know that there was a city called Caltanisseti, and heard that it had been in the middle. So they just said, it's somewhere here. Boop. And that they knew that one road from one city led to it, and another road from another city led to it, and another road to another city led to it. That's about all they knew. So they left it blank. Oop.
I say we help her.
We come here for adventure.
Seeing this island restored to normal, so to speak, it appears a lot has changed in 400 years, and some of this stuff probably needs to go away.
I'm not too fan of the idea of demons on the island anyway. Whatever element they come from.
I want to go.
I'm not a fan of demons in general.
Ancient ruins, I want to go. Could be Atlantean.
So all in favor of helping my new friend Neela, say aye.
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 I'm in favor. She's like, oh, thank you. Once we we are freed and we can restore the water to this island, I will give you whatever boons that I can. Right now, I have nothing.
Don't worry about it. Anything we can do to help, we're willing to help you. So can you lead us possibly to where you escaped from your captors?
Maybe. Probably.
I believe in you, Neela.
I can bring you. I'm weak. Do you have any fresh water?
Yeah. I'll pull like water out of my pouch and be like, here.
There's no fresh water on this entire island until we can free my sisters. And she just like like, and it's almost like she just absorbs it. It like literally dries out the water flask. It's like there's not a drop of water in it when she gets it back. Like magically sucked out. And she's like, oh, okay. I think I can guide you.
Feel better?
Much.
Even the pouch is now dried and brittle.
Yeah. Do you have any more water?
I have alcohol.
Yes, before we depart, we will pick up some supplies from a tent and we'll bring some stuff with us for you.
Thank you. She looks around. Give me a. It's not perception. It's what is that other thing? Not sense motive.
Animal handling.
Animal handling. Yes, animal handling. No.
Tiny baby.
I can never remember the proper name of it. Not sense motive. What's the D&D equivalent of sense motive? Anyone? No.
Insight.
Insight. That's what it is. Sure. Give me an insight check.
I have no clue.
Anyone?
Sorry, distraction.
Actually, the Royal Dungeon Master had given me out of success that he is outside of a Red Lobster. I will use that.
I got 13.
I got a 12.
All right. So, Argrax, I mean, you're not really sure. Clearly, you're just basically like, you're not getting the whole story. They're not lying, but you're just not getting the whole story. And you're kind of like, there's more to this than, again, not lying, but
There's something kind of sus.
I mean, not necessarily sus, but you're kind of just like, they didn't lie. They didn't tell you. They didn't, they just there's more.
So it's essentially, what are you not telling us that you don't want us to know?
Yes, but you don't know that, Eliza. As far as you know, you got the full package.
So that's pretty much the status quo for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where, as Steven says, that they are blave.
To blave, right? And yes, so the nymph turns around and says, she looks and says, "Oh, I have to." And looks not necessarily scared, but kind of just says, "Oh, I'll be right back." And she kind of takes off. And if you're just standing there, she goes around the corner.
That was interesting.
Yeah, but not unexpected given what we've been through in the past few months, Aguilar.
So
It seems to be a recurring theme for us.
When do we move?
What was that?
When do we move?
I say we just get going as soon as possible and see what we can figure out.
I'm ready when you are. Ancient ruins, fire demons. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and apparently something happened before we got here because look at all that scrap lumber that's laying about. I mean, some of those look like keels of ships too.
Any of you get the feeling maybe they let her go? Like it's a trap?
That's a trap. It's always a trap, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the only way to beat a trap is to trigger the trap.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
it's the best way to do it, because then it'll never trigger again, because it's already triggered.
Nice. I like Blondie's theory. The whole island of people survived, but are helped by thousands of fire demons under the mountains. What I love is that there's a section of that that's absolutely right, and then the rest of it is absolutely wrong.
Which one is it?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Ding Dong Dash.
I'm trying to load up the map that you have to show it to you, but it should be in your.
What?
Come on.
What?
Nope, not complete for Earth. Sicily. Huh? All right, I'll have to find it later. All right, so Ding Dong Dash. All right, so you're there. You got a beer. You're waiting. She never comes. She doesn't come back. And and again, like the people that are here right now are all big, burly, adventurer sorts that are clearly like here to have some adventure. And as you're kind of looking around, waiting, you're like, it does catch your eye that there is an old man like hobbling through the busy the busy center of this little colony. Nobody seems to be paying any attention to him as he hobbles towards you. Again, with wearing a cloak.
Same cloak?
Different cloak. and nobody seems. Everybody's just rushing by him. As you're sitting there, like you're drinking, and it takes them a little while to get there. So you're kind of like it's the running towards you, and then cuts back to you drinking, running towards you, cuts back to you drinking, guys coming towards you. Eventually, he gets to you. All right. And a shriveled old man looks at you all and kind of like leans on the table that you're sitting at. And says, "What brings you to this island?"
We're here for adventure and questing.
And land. We were promised land.
I'm just looking for stuff.
Stuff.
And
You will
things.
you'll find many terrible things here. But my friends, there's an imbalance here that must be restored. And he raises his hand, and a strange dimness overtakes all of you. Like it just suddenly gets slightly darker. And he says, "Look around. Look around." And as you do, you notice many what seem to be spirits just hovering, standing still, of all sorts. Many are Triton, especially in this area right here. The standing by the shore,
Which is
and
what Aguilar is.
yes, there are also many others just standing there hovering. And he says, "The dead from this island cannot cross the river until it is restored. You must restore the river."
The
So
So
river
you're
sky.
saying that? So you're saying the spirits haunt this place still?
All of them. Every single Minotaur, every single Leonin, every single orc and human, all of them. Every single squirrel that was killed cannot pass, and they are angry. It's been 400 human years.
Yeah, I'd say that's a really long time.
Does
So
that have something to do with the
essentially,
ruins?
What?
Does it have something to do with the ruins?
Yes. We must restore the balance. Send these spirits home.
And do we know how to do that?
The water must flow again.
does it have
That's
anything to do with the
cryptic.
fire demons?
It has everything to do with the fire demons.
Damn fire
Currently,
demons.
they hold many water spirits captive. If you can release some of them, the water will help restore, and eventually the river will flow, and the dead can cross.
And this is why, people, you don't trust fire people, because everything changes when fire people attack.
You just look at the Fire Nation. I mean, seriously.
A lot of control. They're just hotheads.
Flameo, Hotman, Flameo.
I'm not saying Atlanteans, but Atlanteans. Some are Atlanteans, but those are the stubborn ones. They were already dead. That's another story.
I say we go.
I'm in.
And he just kind of pulls back a little bit and he says, "Thank you. The gods will be pleased." And as he steps away, he just disappears. And he's gone.
That totally wasn't creepy, and that totally won't be in my nightmares later.
So, everything on Cecil changed when it became part of the Fire Nation, right?
Goddamn Fire Nation!
I don't know. Does everyone else know that the Fire Nation thing is like a fire, but instead of like yin and yang, which are balanced, this is clearly not balanced.
Well, it's the Fire Nation. They want to conquer everyone, and that's why I'm still very bitter, because I'm
fire
an air
is on
nomad.
top.
Thanks a lot for killing all my people.
Yeah.
And the
Fire
Sky
is on
Bisons.
top.
I will never forgive you.
It does happen.
Yeah, and yin and yang easily gets balanced, when your girlfriend dies and has to become the moon spirit.
That's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
She turned into the moon, man.
That's rough, buddy.
I freaking love that line. I say that anytime anybody of my friends breaks up or their relationship ends, and I listen to their entire story and I just go, "That's rough, buddy." I know it's probably terrible. It's probably not very nice, but most of my friends also know Avatar: Last Airbender, so then they actually are. That gives them a little laugh.
I mean, anybody who doesn't know Avatar: The Last Airbender, I literally just look at them and I say, what kind of sad existence do you live?
So sad. All right.
Those are the ones that watch the live action, not the cartoon.
So there you sit. Just now you've had two very weird moments.
I think that means it's time to go.
Yeah, once the evil spirits start coming, that's when you know it's time to go.
Now
Time to
you
go,
look around
start
now.
helping people.
and you look around, and yeah, I mean, your vision has returned back to normal. You don't see any of these ghosts or anything like that. They're like, okay, no, everything's cool now.
It's like, I don't want to see dead people anymore.
All right, so what do you do?
And I'm ready to go.
Pack up a bunch of water and go.
All right. Yes, packing water would probably be a really good idea, actually. Yes, as much water as you carry. There does not seem to be any water on this island aside from what has been brought. So, yes. All right. Well, you start to head out towards the gate, and you get there, and there's a couple of people standing there, and obviously, like there's guards at the gate who are just making sure, and there is a gigantic guard. Just you're not sure, maybe a half orc, just a gigantic person. He's got his helmet on, so you can't really tell, but just massive, big giant horns. I mean, almost a ludicrous helmet, almost. Like you're like, clearly he's not hiding from anybody. Like he's just a gigantic peacock, and he looks at all of you and goes, "Where are you going, my friends?"
To the ruins.
Out of here.
This whole place is ruins. Which ruins are you headed to?
The ruins that you don't need to know about. Thank you very much.
The one with the fire demons in it.
The ones with the fire demons. I think there's fire demons everywhere. Which one can you tell me which one that is?
The one at the river.
There don't seem to be any rivers here either, my friends.
I don't know what else to tell you.
And this is why, Aguilar, you need to shut up.
I'm just
I've been telling him that for months.
Yeah, seriously, Aguilar, shut up.
We're not here to stop you. I just need to put it in the books there, my friends. Just help.
All right,
help
we're just
me
going
out.
to some magical ruins. You don't need to know where we're going. We're going to make this place better.
Magical ruins.
We're going somewhere towards the center of the island.
Center of the island.
Center of the universe, actually, but,
Well, this island is kind of the center of my universe now, isn't it?
Congratulations.
Look, I just need to write something down. Just give me a name. Tell me what you're doing.
Caltanasetti.
Caltanasetti.
Right, yeah, you do outside with me.
You're not, What have you heard that's there?
None of your damn business.
We are going scouting to figure out what is there, so that way we can report back.
Very good. Well, my friends, if you see anything, just kill it, all right? That's my advice. There's nothing on this island that can't be stabbed, and no matter what they tell you.
You and I now actually see eye to eye.
I like you. All right. Well, my friends, Caltanasetti, fantastic. Going to scout the ruins. Right. All right. Think there's fire demons there? There probably are.
If it makes you happy, yes, there are fire demons there.
And how do you know?
Look around. This place is surrounded by remnants of the fire realm.
I mean, I did say that there were fire demons everywhere. All right. Well, I've got you down in the logbook as leaving today for Caltanasetti. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Just keep stabbing them. Go forth.
Okay, have a nice day. Bye, Felicia.
And if anybody tries to tell you to do anything weird, just stab them too.
I always do things weirdly, so sure.
Another good one.
As I'm holding onto my hand axe of Swizzle, I'm tempted to stab him on our way out because he doesn't shut up.
This is why I just said to him, none of your business.
I'm gonna actually give you. You actually will need to make a save, Argrax.
Oh, snap.
What kind of save?
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom. I'm wise. Maybe not wise enough. 13.
Ooh. Argrax, you feel that emotion that you just want to stab him because he's just not shutting up. And you do, in fact, lash out at him beyond your own control. And everyone else standing there is kind of like feels it. Go ahead and swing. And I think Argrax used his autosave. No.
All right, so 11, and then I have +2 for the hand axe, so that's a 13 again with the hand axe.
All right, you just and he swiftly brings up a small shield, chunk, and he's like, ha! And he tries to punch you. That's a 29. He just
It's not a try.
and you can tell that he didn't punch you nearly as hard as he could have, but he just basically knocks you about 10 feet back. If you'd like to make a save to try a dexterity agility save to try to retain your footing, otherwise you're just gonna land flat on the ground.
That's good lord. What's all these dice to start off with? It's a 10.
10 is not quite going to do it. He actually just boom. And even though you can tell he did not nearly use as much force as he could have, you slide back 10 feet and lay out flat on the ground. You did take 4 points of damage. And he just laughs and he says, "Nice try. I like that. I like you too." That's and he just laughs. The rest of you feel a wave of anger, of like desire to jump into this battle. If you have a weapon out, you might want to, but he doesn't seem to be all that concerned. Trallin?
Was it what? Just wisdom, straight wisdom.
Yes.
Chat would scroll. There we go. 16.
Oh, 16. All right. You fight the urge, and you could you don't lose control, but you're like ooh, all right. You're like, be cool.
This one's not in the stars today. I want to so bad.
Is there any?
I don't want to look like that right now.
Anywhere in these underground caverns?
Sorry, is there what?
Any pink slime? And some underground railways.
Nothing that you see. But everybody takes a deep breath, and you, Argrax, you're like, ugh. And actually, a person who is now standing over you helps you up, and he's like, "Oh, my friend, hey, don't lose your cool, man. That guy's pretty tough. I wouldn't I wouldn't try to take him on. It's a losing battle, if you know what I mean. And he hands you back your axe, which apparently you had dropped.
I like that hand.
He says, you are on your way out? I'm on my way out too.
Yes, we're on our way out to explore, scout out some things.
Oh, I'm just on my way out. And he walks through the gate without anyone noticing. And he just walks through and kind of turns around, sees if you are all following. But
I follow.
all right. You all head out of the gate, and once you make it far enough away from the gate, this guy who seems to be he's leather clad, carrying a short sword, seems to be pretty quick on his feet. He comes back over to you guys, and he's like, "You've probably heard a lot of crazy things recently, but can I ask what you might be doing?"
Why do you want to know?
I'm interested in I'm interested in fun, and I just happen to know that there are some people that may or may not like what you're doing, and
May I ask you
What
why
kind of
they may
people?
not like what we are doing?
to answer your question, what kind of people? Immortals.
First water nymphs, then fire demons, then immortals. Well,
I mean,
ghosts, then
we've
immortals.
barely been here, and apparently there are immortals that are already watching. How do
Well-
you know of this, anyways?
Well, I watch them, and since this island just came back to this plane, we have been quite interested in the happenings. And you're just the first humans to show up, so we're just delighted.
What do you mean, humans? I'm not human. He's not human. He's not human.
I'm human, though.
Well, I mean, mortals of this realm, not to be ist. And he actually suddenly changes his face into, he just basically, his face is on shop demo. He goes to Furbolg, then Dragonborn, and then Triton, and then back to human. And he's like, it's really all the same.
Is your name Q?
Is my name what?
Q.
No. My name is Penny. The F is silent.
I don't know, guys.
What are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm here to help. Penny. But the P is silent.
Maybe common's not your best language. What are you?
Oh, me. I'm not mortal. All right. Let's just call that. Let's just say that. All right.
We've been bouncing through a couple of realms. We've seen some things. You don't really need to sugarcoat it for us. We've seen some interesting things, and we've apparently are on a track of Atlantean stuff and research for a common theme for our quests.
And I just don't trust new people very easily.
Well, apparently
I wouldn't trust you either.
He's a thing.
Good,
He's an
so we
entity.
have that in common. I don't trust you, nor do I like you, because you're being very evasive right now.
So we
There's a
shouldn't
lot
trust
going
you,
on.
we should go with this. So yeah, okay, we're going. See you.
The Dungeon Master has written at least 8 pages of backstory, and we just don't have time for that. That's why I'm being evasive. Listen. look, there's a lot of things going on here. And let me just say, if you do what I think you're going to do, then all of those dead people are going to cross the river, and that's fine and dandy, and that just gives the god of death slightly more power. But listen,
80s.
those people didn't have a chance in the Fire Realm. And it would be really funny. If you helped a certain other goddess out and perhaps changed the course of some of this history.
Since I
And
work
maybe-
with many gods and goddesses, which goddess are we talking about? Athena, Artemis, Hera, Aphrodite, Demeter, Persephone.
Well, you might call her Persephone. You might call her Karametra. She has several names, but she loves life. And while she would be thrilled to have the waters restored to this island, she'd be even more thrilled to have the peoples restored to this island. And it would just be funny because the god of death has been waiting 400 years for these dead people to go to him and him
His
to
name is Hades.
He is known by many names. This island does call him Erebos. But yeah, some people call him Hades. Mhm.
Okay.
Do any of these names sound familiar?
Balance. There is always has to be balance between life and death.
Of
You
course.
can't just up and
You
swing
can't just bring people
400
back from the
years
dead.
of life and death all of a sudden in one direction. There has to be some sort of balance.
Well,
I
look,
glare-
Bringing an entire
Grax,
civilization back with a snap would be weird, wouldn't it?
it would be hilarious, is what it would be.
So I'm gonna grab Trallin, Argarax, and Aguilar, group huddle, and I'd be like, I don't know about this guy. Like, something about him just does not seem right. All right, it sounds cool. Like, he wants to bring people back from the dead, but I feel like the dead should be allowed to rest in peace. Don't you think?
Unless they didn't get a chance.
You do have a point there, but we can't just necessarily go through 400 souls and determine and play guide. Like, you know what I mean.
What if their island was suddenly sent to another plane, a fire plane, and they all died? Then they didn't have a chance.
True. But you also have to consider the one spirit did tell us that we had to unclog the river of sorts and allow the people that died to cross over into the next world.
So we still do what we were originally going to do.
Yeah.
I vote
How
for
about
that.
we cross that bridge when we get to it?
But it's best to have a game plan. That's what fighters do. We always have a game plan.
Yeah,
don't have
but
a second-
we don't
we
know
don't have a
what
backup.
information is true and not. So let's just go along and see what happens.
I like this plan.
I'm skeptical,
Okay.
but sure.
That's a plan.
And when we get to fixing the water, Aguilar, make sure that you're 10 feet away. You have bad luck, apparently, when we're near small bodies of water.
Oh yeah.
Do we have to remind you
I'm
tentacles,
terrible.
dragons, skeletons,
I mean, he was kidnapped by the Sahaugen for a couple hours, too.
Yeah, and then I slipped into that whirlpool. It was
All right, so we'll just go along with what this guy wants us to do. Aguilar, you are not to go near water. So I'm going to
And if
whistle
he says he
at,
wants to be tied up together in a rope and a daisy chain, no.
so I'm going to whistle at the guy and be like, you, Mir,
Yes.
we'll help you.
Great. So there's a little place. Here's the thing. you can also do the other thing first. I mean, no, do the other thing second. Sorry. There's a person you need to see. And
Who is it that we need to see?
well, he lives in a little town named Vizzini.
Zini.
Vizzini.
Gazzini. Okay.
V-I-Z-Z-I.
Do you have a name of the person that we need to see in Gazzini?
He's really the only one left.
Okay. At least we don't have to go searching for him, since he's the only one left.
He's going to have a little vial. And
a little glass vial?
Mm-hmm. It
Does
is.
it go somewhere against your anatomy?
I mean, it could, but I don't know what good it would do. He's going to, well, you might have to steal it from him. I don't know. Just get it from him. And here's what needs to happen. If you could manage to find those nymphs and get them to start the waters flowing before those dead people cross the river, you need to pour that in the river. And as they cross over the river, it will actually restore their life. It's going to be so funny. And then it's going to be crazy. Oh my gosh. Erebos would be so mad. This is going to be hilarious.
Yeah, and it's just a great thing to piss off the Lord of the Dead.
Oh, what's he going to do? Kill you?
Yeah, I'm human and I worship him.
Oh, well, you know,
Yeah, because I would like to go to Elysium the day that I die and not end up in Tartarus for all the rest of eternity burning.
I mean, maybe that would happen, but you can't tell. No one knows. Just some guy gives auto success for the repo reference. Nice. Right. That's all you have to do. Listen, I'm all for fun and games. If you'd like to help the fun and games and maybe restore life to this entire island, that's how you do it. If you don't want to, well, that's fine too. I'll find some fun somewhere else. But
I don't know, guys.
there's thousands, tens of thousands of lives are on the line. You could have them have their short lives wasted for nothing, or you could just bring them all back. Wouldn't it be hilarious?
Lady Athena, what do I do?
Well, see, death would still get them eventually, right? We're just making death wait longer.
But what happens if they become immortal?
That's not my problem, honestly. Honestly.
Yeah, it's not your soul on the line, is it now?
Nope.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we say, guys? Do we help this guy or do we help Nima? Neela. Wow. Whoops. Neela.
He says, well, listen, you do whatever you want. I've told you how to do it. If you want to help the god of death gain more power, tens of thousands of souls, if not hundreds of thousands, fine. You know, restore the waters and let all those people, those ghosts, all cross over into the next world. Fine. But if you want to restore life, and he actually, like, there's a moment of like, and it's like you see flowers and leaves growing behind him, and he almost possibly levitates off the ground just a little bit. So you want to restore life and make Parametra happy, then that's the way to do it.
Lord, help me say no to this, but I can't say no to this.
Can we tell if he's trying to hoodwink?
You can absolutely roll a insight check, yes.
Oh, I have an auto success my next roll, so.
Oh, that's right.
You also have advantage as well, Eliza.
You're pretty sure that he's telling the truth as far as what to do. Yes, you need to go to the town of Vicini, find some magic vial from some person, ? Who is there.
Technically steal it.
And get it. Then you pour it into the waters once they've been restored as the spirits are trying to cross the river. Apparently that's true. Is he trying to hoodwink you? This is clearly some sort of mischievous person who is clearly up to his own good. Well, of course he's trying to hoodwink you. So, yes? But also no. I mean, but he's not lying to you. He's clearly said that the god of death will probably be unhappy. I mean, this is literally intended to piss him off. So...
And I don't want to piss him off.
So we take what he's saying with a grain of salt and we incorporate somewhat into things we can possibly look into doing.
Death comes to us all. Well, surely. Well, he says, well, I've told you what you can do. If you'd like, go for it. If you don't like, whatever. La 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 la. And he literally traipses off. You might have seen little goat legs as he walks away, leaping over some boulders and disappears into the foliage. You haven't even made it 100 feet out of the colony.
That's a third thing to vanish on us?
Yep.
3 times a charm, I suppose.
Where is this other city in relation to the one in the middle?
It is south. It's basically a different route. Here we go. Let's put that map back up on the ding. You can't see my. So basically, Caltanissetta is somewhere in the center. But if you see on the south side where the tip of that mountain in the southern area, basically the top of there is the little town of Vicini. And then you could follow the ridge down to Caltanissetta, perhaps. You never know.
I did make a promise to Nila.
And then go back up.
And I don't want to go back on my promise to her or her sisters.
Well, we're still going to the ruins. It's just a
We can
matter
go to
of
different ruins. It'll be fine.
I mean, we could always possibly pick up this file and just hold on to it for safekeeping while possibly learning what exactly it does. Whether it gets used or not, we will see when we learn what we learn.
Very well. Well, what would you like to do? There are clearly 2 different paths to go to Vicini or to Caltanissetta. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the nymphs have to go first, right?
I vote we save the nymphs and defeat the evil fire demons.
Very well. All right. Well, you are going to have to go south around the gigantic volcano. It's going to be a little while.
How do I go around it?
You're going to through it?
I want to prove.
Yeah, and I'm going to burn.
It is a volcano, an active volcano.
Yeah, I do not want to die.
Fine, we'll go around the mountain and I won't make magical items for everybody.
Oh, well, there's that.
If only we
Well,
had a magic carpet.
I know, right?
Flying
Real hard for
contraption.
a magnet.
But can we just borrow her magic carpet
I'd be
for a
all
hot
up for
minute?
that.
We're just gonna borrow this.
I mean, the game was yesterday. I'm gonna just go back in time yesterday, grab that, and pull that. Well, let's see. All right, so you're going there.
Are there any hidden hovercrafts nearby?
There probably are. Actually, you are going to actually go by Katani. So you might be able to find some stuff there. As a matter of fact, you're probably how many days? So if you're headed out now, you head on down along the coast, around the volcano, from the garden, or Giardino as they call it. And let's see. Let's see if we can find any raids coming up. No. Okay. All right. So you basically head on south. Let's see. There is a large. You're approaching. Now this is going to be a full day of travel. The next morning, you get up, and there is. You get up. You get ready to travel. You're continuing south, and
so that means during the overnight that counts for a rest.
Oh yes.
Okay, good, because I gotta regain 4 hit points.
That's right. And as according to your map, you're nearing the city of Katani, and you definitely in the woods somewhere see a large out in the distance, some sort of large creature is moving through the trees. It has not spotted you, but
It has now.
it's and then your phone goes off. No. It is close enough that you're gonna have to be slightly stealthy, unless you, of course, you want to just try to see if you can fight it. What would you like to do?
I kind of want to fight it.
It is a pretty large. It's at least the size of an elephant.
We fought bigger.
Oh, damn.
I've been thrown up against a wall against bigger.
That's true. I mean, you have fought bigger creatures. It is currently not not hunting you down or anything like that. So if you'd like to just pass it on by, or if you'd like to attack it, it is a easy perception check. If you'd like to just kind of check and see.
I rolled a 19.
Oh yeah, it is clearly some sort of fire beast. So
I got a 22.
Breathes out, you see a little bit of flame shoot out some sort of gill or something that it has, even though why does it have gills? No one knows. Possibly
the world may never know.
Elephant squid is what it is. Could be, who knows?
Why is it always got to be tentacly?
It does not have tentacles.
Not have tentacles.
This is the one creature on this island that does not have tentacles.
It does have a trunk.
It does have a trunk.
His trunk is
A prehensile trunk. So yeah, it is. Dang it! All right, fine. It's got a tentacle. So,
I'm gonna have nightmares about tentacles.
I tried not to have any tentacles. I promised everyone no tentacles.
I need to have nightmares.
At least it's not as big as the other tentacles. All right, it's not one of those big giant ones. But
All right, I say we leave the fire fins alone.
Still enough to
Let
pick
him
up
live.
a human fighter, though.
yes,
Wait, what?
the trunk, the tentacles, not as big as the tentacles that I have, but it is still big enough to pick up a human fighter.
I say we leave the fire fin alone. I'm
Not
cool
about how
with leaving
big
the
it is.
elephant alone.
I don't know why.
Let
this
him
is
live
a
his
problem.
best elephant life. I don't want to kill an elephant.
All right, everybody, give me a stealth roll.
Oh, I get disadvantage on that.
Squid is on the list.
I got a 14.
All right,
I got.
6.
I got a
6.
10.
Oh God, we're gonna get noticed by the fire elephant.
12.
All right. Let me just give it its a little check there. Wow.
You rolled
There's
an
a
at
tense-
21, didn't you?
No, there's a tense moment where it brings its flamey little trunk over to the side, stops, listens for you. Well,
And I disappear.
I'm gonna hide behind a tree.
I hidden step.
Oh no!
and it continues on its way.
Look at the cat.
Oh, I didn't see the auto success. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh,
Yep. Well, I didn't roll a 1, so I guess the auto success does. So it. And yeah, it comes lumbering towards you. You're like, ruh-roh. What do you do? It's probably about 50, 60 feet away from you, as it definitely heard something and is.
I glare at Aguilar.
I am too, because I'm just gonna be like,
How far out is it?
It's about 50, 60 feet.
All right, I'm casting grease right in front of it.
All right. Grease, you say. It's
Yep.
lumbering towards you, and let's see. That's advantage on DM's next roll. All right. Takes 16. It suddenly and slides across. However, yeah, the grease bursts into flames as the heat of this creature and the small flames that shoot out of it from once in a while lights up the 10 by. Is it a 10 by 10 or 20 by 20? I think it's 10 by 10.
It is a 10-foot square.
As the 10-foot area behind it, as the grease bubbles up from the ground, lights up behind it. And now it looks even scarier as this giant elephant squid thing becomes surprised at its own flames and starts to head directly towards you even faster. Anyone to Aguilar?
Aguilar, if we make this out alive, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like straight up in the face, and I hope I break your nose.
Well, hey, look, we have our own Hypatia.
Oh, there he is.
Can I try adopting it?
Did you say adopting it or talking to it?
No, adopting it.
Trying to adopt it. You want to fill out the paperwork? Sure.
I just saw it in the comments. It was like, I want to adopt it. It'd be cute. Being like, oh, this is my fire-breathing elephant squid puppy.
Just gonna set this up a little bit here. Little tree, little action there. Move those back. All right, there we go. There's some trees. It is now 10, 20, 30. It's now 30 feet away. And we'll just. All right. Eliza, we'll just go, since Aguilar already went, we'll just go in a little circle. Eliza.
I really don't want to hurt it, but I kind of have to because I want to make out of this alive. And as much trouble as I have with my hand axes, I'm gonna throw a hand axe at its head. Try to
go for it.
Kill it softly. I was actually really good. I got an 18.
18 will do it, actually. And give me that damage.
Oh no.
I got a 4.
Oh, you got a -1 on the damage. So just boom, 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 bonk, and hits it and stops. Meow. All right. Trollan. Sally.
I'm going to while still invisible. I turn visible again at the beginning of my turn.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to Agrax and put my hand on his shoulder and give him guidance.
Okay.
So you get a D4 added to your next ability check.
All right.
And then I'm going to start glowing like an archer again.
Daggone, just throwing all of them down. All right.
Control your woman.
Every time you say that, you know she gets an extra crit 1 to give out. You know that, right? All right. So now you don't have to roll for the guidance thing. So
nope, that's just all.
So yeah. So hang on to that crit 1 there, Blondie. All right, Argrax.
Okay, well, there's a couple of things I can do because I currently still have a familiar owl. And the owl is going to take his own attack.
Okay.
So the owl's going to fly up towards the thing, whatever it is, we've decided to create it as. And he has talons. Let's see, so that's a 19 plus 3, 22 to hit.
That'll do it.
And he takes 1d1 slashing damage.
All right.
And then he flies back around.
And Trailing, does he get the D4 on the damage or to hit?
Guidance is ability check.
Okay.
So that would be for my actual abilities that I'm about to do next, because that was my familiar.
All right. So guess what? It has the rushing ability, and it goes from 10, 20, 30 feet away to slamming through all of you. As it rushes forward, not really happy about being attacked at all. So it's going to be able to attempts to. That's going to be an 18 on Eliza. What's your armor class?
18.
Oof. All right, it just hits you. Aguilar, what is your armor class?
16.
16 just misses you. And no, that's going to miss Argrax. And that, Traylon, if you have an armor class better than 12. All right. So, Eliza, as you stand there and you're like, you see it just get really angry. A puff of fire shoots out from all of its little, like, armpits and squid pits and whatever it's got. And then it just double times it straight at all of you. And you're like, whoa, you're very impressed. You're so impressed by its speed that you stand there as it just clobbers you. For a mere 8 damage, however, it will get a trampling attack on you as everyone else leaps to the side, and it gets a trample. Fortunately, missing the trample, so it knocks you to the ground, oof, but you roll out of the way just as it runs by all of you. All right, and it's a little bit past everybody. It runs off the screen, never to be seen again.
That gave me a -5 to damage.
-5 to damage. All right. All right. So Eliza, you take so get that damage back.
Yes.
All right.
And then
Aglar.
points redeemed for another -5.
Oh, really? All right. Well, then that's going to be nothing.
All right, I'm looking at the ground. I'm hoping I can find a rock that's somewhat big. Somewhere
Plenty of
around
rocks.
pounds.
Oh no,
Is there
she's.
Oh,
I
same.
was saying it was the same. Oh. Does Map of the Player have basic saint powers, or does she have to cash in points for?
Saint Powers. All right, yeah. All right, yeah. She has to cash in Twitch points.
Okay, so then it's just a -5.
Yeah. All right. Do. All right. Find a rock.
All right, I'm casting Catapult on it at 2nd level.
All right.
So it needs to give me a deck save.
Deck save. Not its best feature. That's a big 11 there.
Argrax,
That's
his proper go.
So as a rock flies up from the ground and flies toward it, he's going to take 4d8 bludgeoning damage.
Daggone. All right, give it up.
Catapult.
Fire Ella Squid is canon. Read the haiku.
21 damage.
21. All right. Zing. Just terrible rock. Oh, I have to read this out. Here we go. Elephant fire squid. 10 trunks to breathe lots of fire. Fire Ella Squid time. Ooh, man. I think it's worse than a beholder. Yeah, it could just be. All right. So that was a serious amount of damage. You seriously angered this thing as that rock zings right into it, thumping into its extremely thick skin, but still, you found a nice spot. Eliza, you are on the ground prone. It is about 20 feet away from you. It takes half a move to regain your footing, but then you can catch up to it.
Okay. I'm going to go after it because it was the only thing that attacked. It only attacked me, and of course it knocked me off my feet, so I'm just like, oh, hell no.
Right.
I'm not going down. Not going down with that fight. So with my other hand axe, I'm going to throw it at the elephant. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to throw it at the elephant.
You can throw it from where you're standing, and now that you're standing, you can throw it.
I'm going to throw it from where I'm standing.
All right. Give it that roll.
17.
A 17
Plus
just
grade 7.
slides off of its thick skin. Con! You shake your fist. And Trallin, your go. You are on the opposite side here of it.
So I am going to find a nice piece of superior cover and get behind it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot it with my bow and then fire a magical arrow at it.
3, you can hop over here. These guys.
And I'm definitely going to miss it with my bow.
All right.
But my magic arrow hits.
Oh, nice.
I'm assuming a 23 works.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So that is only 5 damage.
All right. It is not thrilled. All right, Argrax.
How far away is this creature now?
It's only 10 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead.
All right.
Ooh.
That is a Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Oh man, it actually made it. Rolled a 19. Amazing. And you're like, oh. All right, what happens?
Nothing.
Nothing. Dang.
Whole lot of nothing.
All right. Well, it has to turn around. It took a hit from that side, so it is going to. Yeah. Okay. It is going to. It doesn't have the best turning radius either. It cuts around this tree, and it is on the edge, right over there, and yeah, it's gonna breathe fire out of its multiple trunks, and it's gonna. Who's in range? Argrax and Eliza, both in range. So you're going to both need to make dexterity saves.
$19.
Nice.
13.
13. That is not good enough. All right. It's a little just. Oh, I was about to say it's just a little bit of fire, but it is 8 points of damage. Oh, +5 though, so that's a 18. Nicely done, Sir David, to bring the success to roast Eliza. Man, Sally, you are just bringing the heat, and I mean heat.
They don't like Eliza for some reason.
So while Argrax, while the Patreon saints save Argrax from being hit by the flames, Sally, you must have just jumped in the way there. You dodged left. You actually jumped in front of Argrax's. The gods reached down and spun you the wrong direction as you were leaping away, and you leapt right into Argrax. 8 damage of fire. You just saved Argrax's life. Eliza will face her fears.
Yeah,
Sally.
and I'll turn into human barbecue. So thank you so much.
I
have spirit. Yes, I do. I have spirit. How about you?
All right.
I'm doing it off camera because I'm nice.
That's its damage. Aglar.
I'm casting magic stone as I pull a pebble out of my pouch, put it into the catapult, fire it. That's going to be Nat 21.
Oh, nicely done.
I love these dice, by the way.
They seem to do the trick for you. And Eliza, your dice are on the way. They were mailed yesterday, so just FYI.
So that's a 6 plus 3, 9, 18 damage. That's double.
Holy moly. All right, so that was 40. Oh, that's a good one. He's not thrilled. He might have to turn and run there. Once this is go. Eliza, you are slightly crispier now, and you are again standing in front as you blocked the fire from Argrax. You are standing directly in front of that gigantic elephant fire squid. Fire elephant squid? Flavolent squid. Whatever he is.
This is going to be in my nightmares.
Johnny Twitch, let me see, who's that +5 for?
Is that for the damage?
That might have been for the damage.
Oh,
Which means
jeez.
it's 10.
Oh, dang. All right, so we are up to 50. Yes, okay. Fire elephant squid not loving this at all, as this rock, you heard a severe crack, as you probably just literally like those things aren't really meant to break either. I mean, but that thing just pummeled in. It is embedded in his head, like just bam.
It's still there.
If it lives, it will live with this for the rest of its life.
In its head.
Which will
Well, I
only be
guess
for
either way, it will live for the rest of his life.
Mind you, that's a cantrip.
Right? All right. So Eliza, you stand there. It did get a little like it got a little shaky. Like you actually you are a fighter, so I would even give you advantage on this next round because if you are attacking it, because because Aguilar hit it so hard that it literally just like, I mean, it was charging. It did a full move all the way around to get around back to you and breathed fire, and then it got clunked in the head so hard that it made that coconut sound. Have you ever heard that coconut sound? When you actually his head like actually hit something solid and you're like, whoa, that made a coconut sound. I've heard it. It's not a good. You're like instantaneously, you know that's a bad sound. You're like, oh, it just got real.
It's like it's just got real.
Yeah. So Eliza, you definitely heard that coconut sound, and you're like, now is a good time to attack. Also, now is a good time to run. So I mean, either.
I'm not running since everybody wants me to face my fears. So you know what? I'm gonna face my fears. But I'm going to say a quick prayer to Ares that I actually beat this motherfucker.
All right.
I'm tired of getting beat on just because I'm a human and because I'm a girl.
Yeah. And another thing. All right. So you do have advantage. So
I'm going to use my rapier. I'm actually going to throw my rapier at the elephant's head.
You're going to throw your rapier?
Yeah. I'm going to use it as a spear because I don't have a spear. So use a rapier. Why the fuck not?
I mean, you are standing 10. You just only.
I just got a 21. I love you. Oh. I love you, Monroe Max. Thank you so much.
I can do whatever he wants.
All right, redeemed critical dice. There it is. Blam. All right. Would you like to actually throw it? You're gonna throw your rapier. All right. Not really a throwing weapon, but you're like,
I make it a throwing weapon.
You're like,
I'm very aggressive with it.
Tell me how much damage you did here.
I
might just change everything right now.
What?
Roll for damage. This is the. Did it actually go right into its eye, which then skewers its brain?
I got an 11.
Oh my god. So that's ×2 for the, yeah. All right. So yeah, that's, there it is. You just F you, pal. and you're like, and all the rest of you are like, she just threw her rapier? And is it like, whoosh, 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 and it just goes right into his eye. Like it sheaths itself into its eyeball, and it had already kind of been stunned and kind of slowed down, and then and it just flops. It's one of, like, have you ever seen somebody get hit and is unconscious before they actually hit the ground? Yeah, that you're just like, ooh, yeah, you just scrambled its brains. Question, Aguilar.
Does it have a trunk or tusks?
Yeah.
Can I get some of that ivory?
Well, it's not exactly ivory, but
whatever.
I want some of it. I deserve at least one tusk.
Who does that? You do, Johnny. You do.
I do. It's just called, you know what? When life gives you lemons, you just throw your rapier because you're angry.
Cantrip rock in head. Cracking sounds scary to hear. Rock in head for life.
Which didn't last long anyway.
Yeah,
that's right. It lasted all of
only 6 seconds.
That was not even. It was the same melee round even. All right, Blam. It just crumples to the ground.
I'm gonna harvest some of this tusk.
It's awfully large. I mean, so are you, but I mean, they're like the size of a ski. I mean, like.
I have a bag of holding that I can put it in.
Oh yes. It actually barely fits in it. It's like you had to actually get it.
I have to angle it.
It's almost.
It's
almost
weird. The bag, the bag's like this, but it's like this.
Yeah, it's got like a couple of. Yep, that's right. And you have just recently emptied it out, so
yes,
there is room for it.
Yes, there's plenty. We just emptied out our bottomless bags.
I do like the idea that it's more like an obsidian. It's more like a stone, and rather than ivory. It's definitely like a calcium and of course and glass, like
crystal.
Yeah. Yup. Because it's a fire creature from the fire plane.
What's the hide on this thing made out of?
It's like, it's really thick. I mean, it's basically like if you took elephant skin and then a layer of rock.
What would the AC of that armor be?
Its armor class is 18 naturally. But if you made armor out of it,
this hide armor, I wonder what he could do with that.
that armor would be 3-4 inches thick. So
I'm gonna take some of the tusks because I'm gonna when I get back into town, I may ask one of the forgers if he can replace the wood on my hand axes with obsidian.
Yeah.
An artificer that's in our party that could probably do that for you.
Oh, can you do that for me? Thank you. Love you so much. Oh, wait. Can I punch him in the face?
Punch him in the face after. Wait for afterwards.
He got us into this mess, and I want to punch him in the face because I want to get some catharsis out of it.
I did. I wasn't the one with the lowest stealth roll.
Yeah, I believe it was Argrax there.
No.
I also wasn't the Patreon that gave Paulo an auto success.
Yeah, it was, and I rolled a 5 under the 6, and I was like, oh well, all right, I guess we're not doing this. And then I looked over and I was like, oh, auto success? Are you kidding? I'm like, fine. However, that is each worth. It's like that's worth 150 experience points each person. So so there you go. Add that up.
Argrax is our experience.
Did we actually inform Eliza that we got 500 earlier?
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah, you weren't here, Eliza.
No, I wasn't here.
We got 500 XP earlier for last week's adventure. All right. Well, there you stand suddenly in the silence as you hack off these. What exactly are you using to break these tusks off?
I have
my hand axes
that I can use.
What do you have, Akbar?
Almost every toolkit.
Okay, you're gonna go through all of your blades to get those. So I'm gonna say that you cannot, you can't cut anything else like any metal, or it's at least gonna take you like 3 times as long to try with. You've gone through every blade that you have to try to cut these off, but you have them. So,
yay!
There you go.
Would a chill touch right at the base of the tusk snap those right off?
Ooh, might help. Yeah.
I have chill touch as a cantrip.
Oh yeah. It'll help it. You probably still had to go through all of your blades, but I'll at least give you. It only takes you twice as long to cut something now than it would have before.
You mean half?
Twice as long to cut something else. Yeah. So instead of 3 times as long. The chill touch helped some, but you still dulled every hacksaw blade you had. So there you go. All right. All right. So you're gonna swing by the lovely ruins of Katani, according to your map, and you're pretty far away from it. Obviously, it's off in the distance. It is clearly there was once some sort of fortress on the coastline. Is kind of like that's pretty typical. It is a pile of ruins covered in these fire plane vines. I guess the question is, how close to that town do you want to get? Because you definitely know that there are. Well, I guess you wouldn't know that there's. You know nothing. Hey, there's a pile of ruins up ahead. What do you do? According to your map, you can go around it, or you can just go right into it.
Yeah. Well, I know we're trying to check out possible modes of helping transportation while we're on our way to our endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we know what we're looking for officially.
That's right. Oh, and you are moving slower. So perhaps there's a chance. Jon Snow isn't here. Sorry. All right. So so you're going around the outskirts of the city?
Yeah, we're on the outskirts, peeking in, seeing if there's anything of interest or importance, whether it's good or bad.
Yes. Well, there's definitely. This is that point where you're like, oh, there's definitely mechanical creatures. Aguilar, you're like, whoa, oh yeah, that are wandering around this city. As a matter of fact, why not? While you're standing there on the outskirts in the city, you hear a great noise, and you see pretty far away a very tall mechanical creature rise up, towering over the ruins. It seems it's got 2 legs and 2 arms and a big ball for a head, and it opens one big eye and then shoots a giant beam out of its giant eye into the city somewhere, and you see it blast something. You're like, oh, that's not good. Oh.
Where'd you go around?
Fortunately, it's pretty far away.
Can I take it home?
Thank God.
Aguilar, what was that?
Can I take it home?
No.
Sure, go towards it.
What do these other ones look like? Like, what are they?
I mean, it's a 40-foot tall. It's like a stretched out version of that guy.
Okay.
So.
Well, no, you said there was other ones in the city.
Not that you see yet.
Oh.
Sorry, that was some other party of adventurers that knew about those. Sorry. That's the first time you've actually seen anything like this. You're a little surprised, but Aguilar, you're like, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's like a golem, but you definitely can tell that it is of artificer make.
And I can tell that I can make it better. I've already seen the flaws, so I'm already figuring out how to make it better.
You're like, yeah, bigger laser. And as you're standing there and you watch, you're like, whoa, what's it going to do next? Now, fortunately, again, you are very far away from it, and you can see that it's scanning the area in front of it, not where you are. You're off more to its right side, and very, very, very far away. You're just like, ooh, wow, that was whatever that beam was. That was not good. Whatever that hit.
I want it.
I'm sure you do. You're also pretty sure that you will be killed right away.
Yeah, I almost got killed by a fire-breathing.
No, I'm staring at it in awe, but I'm also like, okay, how do we get it?
You're like,
I can't get that right now.
You're going down a list like, lasso. No. Pit trap. That's a lot of digging.
I don't think my thorn whip's going to work on that.
Giant magnet. No. Like, most of it's probably brass.
Rust
right.
monster. We got Trapper Rust monster.
Find some sort of rudimentary lathe. Get off the line, guy. All right. So, what would you like to do? You can go towards this big giant hulking creature thing that is just apparently fried whatever it was that it wanted to fry. You can go around the rest of the city and then follow that road to what you believe or where you believe is Calton Esset.
Mm-hmm. I want to go towards the city.
I am fighting the urge to go towards the thing, but I know what it just did, so I'm staying away from it. Still watching it.
All right.
The whole time.
Oh my god, the comments are killing me. All right, so you go around, you follow the outskirts. Everybody just give me a good perception check. Actually, no, you are kind of investigating on your way, so give me an investigation roll.
I got a 9.
16.
Yeah, I got way lower than everybody else. Oh wait, no, I get advantage on that. Haha.
I have a 12.
12. Okay.
I got a 17.
17, and Thalon, you said a 16?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's going to be a total of 13. So, all right. Boop. 79. All right. You're still checking things, and basically all you find are just ruins and overgrown the weird black barked trees with the red leaves, vines covering everything. You find a couple of areas that might be like these might lead to deeper tunnels, perhaps. But you're like, yeah, you're gonna need like a couple 100 feet of rope and a lot of other equipment that you may or may not have at the moment. But it is notable. Also, you find a pretty good defendable position that you're like, all right, But sadly, no artifacts lying around. The roll's just not good enough. But
I can send my owl off for wisdom perception checks. He has advantage on anything that relies on hearing or sight.
All right.
Which can then get a little bit of separation from us, where we're at, since he can fly.
It's true. If you keep him low, though, below the tree line, it won't be as good. If you're like, if there's anything more like that big giant creature, it might. You're just not sure about how good the. Argrax has advantage now. How good the safety is of the creature, but. Tell you what, why don't you give me a roll for that creature as well for its perception, and Argrax, yeah, and you get a perception, you get advantage on your perception, and then that creature has advantage, so you actually get 3 bonus rolls.
Okay, so I got 2 red dice for the owl and the 1 black die for my added advantage. So we'll get rid of that 4. I still don't see nothing. But my owl has a 16.
All right. Your owl didn't notice anything better. Just that there's a really good. It's like it might have been a building. It might have been a tower at one point, but at least the second story still exists, and you could get up in there and make it a defendable spot if you needed to. Otherwise, it's just jungle. It's just jungle and no defendable spots aside from that one. Nothing else on that. All right. So it is going to take you another day of travel. And let me see. It is 8:00 now. All right. Let's see. All right. the day it gets nighttime. You're on an ancient road that does seem to be. It's not well traveled, but there definitely has been travel on it. So it's not like 400 years have gone by and there's zero traveling. Some things are moving through it, but it's not very often. And occasionally these things seem to be very big, like the elephant, squid, bear, shark,
Squid,
Tyrannosaurus Rex that you recently ran
Man,
into.
bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig. It's 50% of all of those things, by the way. So it is 780% dangerous. All right. So I do math. Anyways.
Math is hard.
I'm not going to say math, but math. Let's see. Everybody give me a wisdom check as you are sleeping in the night. Need more filament.
19.
I got a 15.
22.
Ooh. All right.
Wait, I have advantage.
14.
22.
All right. Aguilar, you awaken in the middle of the night. And for some reason, you get up, you stand up, and standing in front of you seems to be a spirit. And it's dressed in gowns and has a tall helmet. And, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily an Atlantean spirit, but I'm going to say Atlanteans. And you stand before it, and it looks at you. It points at you. And then points down the road into the distance towards the place that you were supposed to be going, or you've been traveling.
Yeah, we're going there tomorrow.
It nods at you, and you hear in your head a voice that says, "Send us home." And then it just fades away. Fades away. Fades away.
You woke me up for that?
What's that?
You woke me up for that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell
And
me
a
what
lightning
I'm
bolt.
doing tomorrow? That I know I'm doing tomorrow?
You're going to need a bigger bottle.
I go back to sleep.
You're just like, whatever. You could have said almost anything else. It would have been David, but that's right. Okay. Ask if it wants to be alive. Oh, yeah. Well, those are all good questions. All right. You wake up in the morning. No one else seems to have heard anything or said anything. Do you ask?
So did anybody else get waken up in the middle of the night by a spirit?
No.
No, I slept really good last night.
Only the spirit of used beer.
I just had nightmares about tentacles.
Like
Nobody
you
else talked to an Atlantean that wants to go home?
So many tentacles.
It's all tentacles all the time.
No one talked to an Atlantean about going home.
You talked to
No,
an
he didn't
Indian?
talk to me. It was in my head.
It was. Are you sure you weren't hallucinating?
No, I'm
You
pretty
didn't put
sure.
mushrooms back there, did you?
No.
Did you eat some magic mushrooms?
I mean,
Did you smoke
collected,
devil's
but I didn't-
lettuce?
He just pointed at me, and then he pointed that way, and then he said, "Send us home."
So he essentially wants you to either go over the river or go back to the land that they used to live in 400 years ago.
Pointed that way where we're going. He pointed in the direction of where we're going and said it's home. I said, "What? That's what we're doing. What more do you want?"
Answers?
No, that's what I said to him. I said, "What more do you want?" And he didn't say anything after that.
Because he's a jerk.
Well, I guess I know what direction we're heading now.
Where we were going originally.
Maybe he was just making sure. I don't know. I was about to say, I don't make this up, but then I just realized I do. All right.
I was going to say, you kind of do. You know, like you do.
As we're prepping to go, Eliza, I take your rapier. I don't take it. If I put my hand on it, it now is +1. So you get +1 to attack rolls and damage rolls.
Thank you.
Nice.
Before I forget that I can do that.
And he added little flechettes to the pommel.
It's
Aw.
slightly magical now.
All right. Well, you continue on your way, and
And I mend all my tools.
you make it. So it's another day. Oh, there is a. No, that's up in the mountains. So you wind your way through this road, and the city of Caltanissette, at least the ruins of it, stands before you. But above it, a gigantic jet of flames shoots up into the sky. It's pretty much on top of what appears to be some kind of temple, which is not entirely covered in vines and things like that. It seems to be well kept. Now, you're still outside of the entire city. Most of the city's in rubble and ruins, but this interesting red-stoned half pyramid, more like a step pyramid, maybe even a ziggurat, a tiny ziggurat. It's not a gigantic one. Maybe a couple 100 feet wide, and at the base. So it's not gigantic, but it is up on top of one of the hills of the town, and from your angle, you can't really see the top, but you definitely see a giant column of flame that just shoots up.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
Certainly not. What would you like to do?
Should we walk towards the temple, guys?
Yes.
That's where we have to go.
Let's do it.
Very quietly.
There we go. Sorry, I'm
Sneaky.
readjusting the action cam. Hold, please. There we go. Do. Action cam. Action cam, what are you doing over there?
Actually, can you get yourself back in line?
All right. Yeah. So you head over there. Everything seems fine. You just walk on up.
Yeah.
All right.
You got some people to save, you know?
Yeah. There's nobody really there to stop you, seems like. And you're heading up there. Oh, hang on. You head up a little staircase at the front of the ziggurat, and there it is. There we go. So you get up to the top and you see this giant column of flames. And there seems to be a hole. I mean, it's just basically stonework, flat, and there's columns in the center that ring, and there's like, it's like a Stonehenge kind of thing. So there's columns and a stone ring around the top. You're like, kind of like a little Bunsen burner almost. And you're like, that's pretty cool.
Like, where's Archimedes when we need him?
Right. And you're about 50 feet away. Do you approach?
Keep going.
All right. You get closer and closer, and you realize that there is definitely a hole in the center. And you're like, all right, you come in on it. And there in the center seem to be I'll get you up there. Action cam.
Action cam.
Go, action cam, go.
Go, action cam.
Above this hole are what appear to be desiccated corpses at the bottom of a 20-foot circular pit. And flames just shoot up, like basically come out of the sides of these grated holes and shoot up into the sky. And at the bottom are these, they look like desiccated corpses. And that's when you realize that they are moving. And they occasionally move. They look like they're trying to cry out. Now they're below where the flames are. And they seem to be in a bit of a trouble.
How are the flames coming out of the wall? Is it like a grate?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I have anything. How big are the grates?
They're probably about 5 feet in diameter. And you can almost think that you can hear these desiccated, what appear to be corpses, like open their mouths and scream, but there's no sound. I mean, the sound of the flames is just like, and you think, maybe through the flames you can see that, that, like I said, they're desiccated. They look like raisins, some nasty skin, and it's pretty bad.
Can I roll an investigation to see if I can pinpoint where the fire is coming from? Basically, I want to see how the fire is coming out of the grates and where it could be originating from.
Sure. Okay, go for it. The need to scream.
$19.
Yeah, you're looking, and you're like, well, clearly it's coming from somewhere underneath there. And you look over, and the far end of the ziggurat, there definitely is. There's perhaps a staircase down into the interior.
I want to walk towards the staircase.
All right. It is indeed a staircase, and it goes downwards. Hopefully, maybe towards that area.
Can I go downwards into wherever it may lead?
Sure. Everybody else?
Yeah, I'll follow.
All right. That is when you go down into another room, and it is lit up by this fire, and you can see it. There's a you've gone past it, past the flames, and gone down the stairs back towards it. You're heading towards down this hallway, and you can see that there are the room kind of opens up. There are gems, red, glowing, not like lava per se, but it is in the wall, and flame is shooting out of them. And you can definitely see that there are a couple of creatures milling about, tending them. And although they look humanoid, they're mostly skeletal with long tails, long bone tails, and they are kind of just going around the flames. They're in the flame. They're doing fine. They don't seem to be hurting at all.
Is this where we take them out?
I say we take them out.
I'm good with that.
Through the grate in the other room, you can see that there's grates, and those corpse people are in that center area.
The burned corpse people.
The burned corpse people. Like Mom.
The Christies.
So once I get the okay from everybody else, I'm casting Guiding Bolt.
I was going to do the exact same thing.
I say we kill them.
I'll shillelagh up my staff just in case.
All right.
How many things are in that room?
You can see at least 6.
So we each pick one and we blast on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me. Oop.
Yeah.
I was going to do a little different battle scene, but I think it's going to go like this. All right.
Hot corpses in your area. Nice one.
Hot corpse buns is another good thing.
So these would be undead then, right?
I mean, they look skeletal.
All right. Almost there. Dun, dun, dun. Where are my little squares?
I already rolled mine. It's good.
The life of the dungeon master. Too many little things. Keep track.
All the little things.
1,000 little corpses. I mean, threads.
House of 1,000 little corpses?
That's right.
That's
Atlanteans. Bouquet. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Don't have anything that's gonna. All right. I promised no tentacles, but
There's tentacles.
there's tentacles. And these tentacles represent the fire. Because why not?
Johnny, no, there was no Gambolini insurance 400 years ago.
Yeah, there might have been.
Paolo, I'm seriously convinced you're trying to give me nightmares tonight.
But they're gonna look so good. Trust me. It just looks great.
It's like they feel so good, but they're also slimy.
All right, here we go. Pull it back, pull it back. Okay. Those tentacles are fangs. There you go.
Those are some really big tentacles.
It's flames. They're not tentacles. Oh, here we go. There we go.
I'm gonna have nightmares later.
Remember, those are flames. Bam. All right, and you guys are down here. Boop. And these guys are over here. Ella. So you can see there are 3 on this side, but one of them is in the flames. There's 2 on the other side. Those are out of the flames. Can't really see the other side too well because it is a lot of flames. Tell you what, we can just roll initiative, and then we'll put you in the order that you are there.
Works.
Wow, I rolled the same thing.
Flames the size of tentacles. That's right. Oh wait, what did
She
Blondie
gave you an advantage.
Oh, sweet. All right. I'll take that advantage.
Yeah, you can move me to the bottom of the screen.
Nat 21. Boop. Of course. All right. Well, you're going to go up in the initiative order there. All right. What do we get? Initiative.
7.
14.
Right. Aguilar?
I got 18.
Oh, 18. Oop, boop. All right. All right. So I heard somebody said was going to be guiding bolt.
That's me.
Eventually.
All right.
That's a 22 to hit, by the way.
Guiding bolt is that light energy or is that
That is radiant.
radiant?
It is
That's right. All right, radiant energy. All right, my friends, bring it in.
So I'm casting at second level, so it is 5d6.
Okay.
$20 damage.
20 damage. All right. Oh, and do they don't get a save. They get a save on that. No, no save, just blam. All right.
Yep.
20 damage. Well, fortunately, these are just the minions, so blam. All right. Who's next? Eliza.
Yes.
What you doing?
I'm gonna go after one of them.
The one on the left or the 2 on the right? Which you are closer to.
Whichever one I'm closest to. So I'm gonna go with the one on the right.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20. You can make it.
Sweet. I rolled a 16.
That will hit these guys. They are not
Sweet.
quite as armored as a giant whale, man, bear, pig, elephant.
Squid thing. So
All right.
do I roll damage
Roll that
or
damage.
no?
Don't forget
I rolled a 12.
Nice. A good amount of damage, but does not kill it. You're like, and you see charcoal come flying off of it as you stab it. And you're like, there are bones underneath. The tail rattles, and it definitely does not like whatever you just did.
What?
Right. Trallin.
Yeah, 23 should hit with a guiding bolt, I think.
Yes. Which one? The one on the left? Or
I'm gonna beam the one on the right.
okay,
The
the one
she
that
didn't hit.
has already hit. Yep. All right.
No, the one she didn't hit.
Oh, the one she did not hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me the damage.
It is only 10 radiant.
All right. It does not like it, but it is lit up.
Undead's not allergic to that.
Well, I mean, not allergic to definitely damage for sure. It is not dead though.
Okay, well, good. Then I can shoot it with the bow with the light arrow too.
There you go.
Bonus action. That's gonna miss 9.
Right by it. All right. And
advantage on your next attack because you can't hit it with guiding bolt. Did you?
Yes, they get advantage. That is correct.
Hence the guiding part, I guess.
Yes, and that is a 22. Thank you for the reminder.
Dang. All right.
So that will be another 10 damage.
Another 10. That will take it out. Bam. Nicely done. All right. Well. Yeah. So let's see. Who hit it? You did. It's not Thrilled. That's not gonna like that. Argrax, what did you miss? What happened?
No, you went straight to the guiding bolt action, and the person who had the highest initiative is now going last.
We just
Yeah, you had time to think about it.
So I am going to use a chill touch on the other unopposed guy on the opposite side.
This guy?
Yes.
All right. Is that a range shot, or don't you have to touch him?
It's 120-foot range.
Oh, all right.
Oh my. That is a complete, utter failure of a roll.
Oh. Goes right into the fire, just. Oh.
So this
all right.
is
well, it turns around, is like, what? And it opens its mouth to let out a kind of a howl. And it also just brings its fingers forward. And you see the flames that were shooting straight up and out of this fire, not a tentacle, of this fire. And it just, some of the fire goes through him, out of his mouth, out of his eyes, and through his hands, and just
fire tentacle and slaps you.
like a tendril, not exactly a tentacle. Oh, it definitely hit. All right. Oh boy.
It's almost like he's a crier of the Ori, standing before the wall of flame in Stargate.
Oh, and I just rolled practically maximum damage, so 18 damage as it just.
Rebuke.
Rebuke. I rebuke you.
I'm a Warlock. I have a reaction to taking freaking damage. Let me just get back to that screen.
Or is that absorb elements for you?
Oh, nicely done. Minus 10. Magnus throws down the minus 10 damage.
Okay, so I'm taking 8 damage now.
Yes. Oh, man. I mean, when you rolled like 2 9s, you're like, ow, man.
Yeah. Ouch.
Whew. All right.
And now, reaction roll.
Oh, and minus 5 more damage. There we go. So you're only taking 3.
3.
Daggone it.
Correct.
Come on, people.
All right. Good Lord. These dice are about to be fired. I rolled a 2, even with my +6.
Oh, yeah, that's... You rebuked the damage.
Oh,
Magnus throws down in that 21. Shablam. All right.
All right. I'll take that.
Give us the damage. What's the
All
D?
right. So, Hellish Rebuke is... All right. I need... how many... Okay, so this is 3 D10s. Let me find some 10-siders. These will work.
All right, so this is a 1, 2, and a 10. So that's 12 to 24.
Oh. Oh, well, that is enough, as it barely touches you now with a massive amount of damage. With a little bit of damage, you're just like, not today. You basically reflect that damage back, and the damage, not of course the fire, because if it was fire, he wouldn't take any damage. And he explodes. Rebuked.
All right, and we mark off the spell slot.
Well, the one facing you, Eliza. Oh crap! It just did the same thing, and I just rolled a natural 21. It just opens up, and it flicks its tail, and the tail like wraps some of the fire into it, and just. Here's to not rolling a lot of damage. All right, 2 4s instead of 2 9s, so that is 16 damage. You're like, oh, that hurt. That was a lot of fire. Not rebuked. The other one steps through the flames on the other side. And let's see. Doesn't take well to having its friend explode. So Shirley is going to attack once again Aguilar.
-5 damage received to Eliza on that.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm sorry, Aguilar. It's Argrax. Dun, dun. All right, so -5, which if we take it from the normal, it did 8 damage, so that's only 6 damage now. So blam, well done. Oh man, and it also, this guy also hits Argrax like with a blast of flame. Oh, that's a 10. No, wait, that's a 1. This particular die is one of those masquerade games. 5 damage, of course. 5 flame damage to Argrax.
And it looks like also back to the point of Eliza, the fickle chaos state of Sally E wants to reverse that.
All right. Oh, 5 damage. Wait.
Just some guy was -5 damage to Eliza, but it looks like Sally wants to apply that damage back.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, all right then. Back we are. Sally.
Being rough tonight.
Face your fears.
Or someone simply a hater.
No, -5. -5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, well, the way it was worded and sounded made it a bit, and knowing she's usually doing bad stuff.
All right. So, well, then that's did you take any damage from that? No.
No.
You took 6
wait.
originally, didn't you?
Boom. All right. So there you go. Fantastic. All right. So we got 5 measly damage to Argrax, and it is Argrax's go.
All right, so all right, bam.
Can't believe you hellishly rebuked somebody to death.
All right. I am. I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Nice.
Let's see. Duration 1 hour. Protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. If a creature hits you with melee while you have these hit points, that creature takes 5 cold damage. When you cast a spell using the spell slot 2nd level or higher, both temporary hit points and a cold damage increase by 5 for each slot. So cast at level 2. That's 10 temporary hit points, and if I take any melee damage, that's 10 frost to the person that hit me.
Whew. All right.
So the armor on me now,
And of course,
pretty much
the amount of
spell
heat
slots.
that's going on, you immediately just start to have that like frost fog that just rolls off you. Just looks like dry ice. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So that'll be my action to cast that spell, and I will move up a bit towards the side that I was previously. I rebuked the guy and blew up.
All right.
So that, yeah.
It's hot. It's very hot here. Like,
It's getting hot.
Hey, but I'm nice
here.
and cool now
that's true.
because I've got frost on me.
All right. Aguilar.
So there's one guy on the left, one guy on the right.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna magic stone and pull out a pebble, put it in the catapult, and fire it at the guy in front of Argrax.
All right. Easy enough.
That's 18 to hit.
That'll do it.
He takes 8 damage.
All right. That's his first hit. All right. Eliza,
Yes.
you've done 12 damage so far.
I'm going to continue to attack the person that's right in front of me.
All right.
Don't forget your +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
I got a 16.
That will also do it.
Yes. And I got 6 damage.
Really? Okay. You are doing some damage to it. It is not, however, deep.
You've got
More-
a finesse
it's
weapon,
like
right?
it is now in a cloud of carbon and just and you knock more bones off of it.
Elijah, you're using a finesse weapon, right? A rapier?
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
using a rapier.
You could bonus attack it.
I can.
Oh, with your finesse weapon, yes.
Yes, with a finesse weapon,
Oh,
you can use your
sweet.
bonus action to get an extra attack.
Oh,
She's got +5 damage.
but just some guy throws down the extra +5, which will do away with this. You do not need an extra attack. All right. All right. So we are back down to Trollan.
Don't think. Oh yeah, I can walk up and smack that other one.
Yep. 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, I can smack it with a shillelagh quarterstaff,
Yes, you certainly can.
and that's only going to be a 14 though.
That is just going to miss, as they are rather quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's really all I can do.
Nat 21.
No!
Oh,
Sir
sweet.
David throws it down.
Well, then that's going to be a little extra. Because that's going to.
Go on.
Wait a
What you
minute,
got?
that's the wrong weapon. Let me roll the right damage. There we go, a D8. It's better than a D4. Which, of course, I rolled terribly, so I got the same roll, 5. So 10 damage.
Ah. Oh, so close. All right. Oh, but
Plus
Johnny
5 for
throws
Johnny
down
on
his
Twitch,
plus
another
5 as
10.
well. And that, with ×2 on the natural 21, is going to do it. You just barely, you're just barely clobber it.
Thank the saints.
knocking its head clean off. It smashes against the grate and explodes.
Yay, explosions!
There do not seem to be anyone else here, but there are three walls that have these like moving, swirling. It's like a mirror on the wall, but it is made of swirling lava, and the jets of flame are shooting up out and then going straight up on three sides of the room.
Can I examine the gems?
You can't actually get close enough unless you have some sort of fire repellent. Woohoo, you're all clear, kid. Nice.
What about a Dragonborn that has Armor of Agathis? Would that allow him to get close enough and use Identify on the gems?
Yes. That will last for a little while.
I'll look while they're doing that. I'll look around the room and see if there's any way to manipulate these little mirrors or whatever they are causing the flame.
You are pretty sure that there might be a magical spell that you could use, but aside from that, you just can't get close enough. It is blazingly hot.
Are there any switches in the room?
Say that again?
Are there any switches on the walls in the room? Like
No, but the edges of this lava mirror thing are made of a separate kind of stone. And Argrax, with the identification, you can tell that it is like a portal that you can perhaps close. You are definitely like taking. You can see that the frost on your armor is just like getting like blasted away as you are. I mean, it is a massive amount of heat. You have a very limited time.
That was good because I only really need 11 minutes to learn that stuff.
You don't have that much time.
they can be moved though. We
You
watched
can,
them.
you can cast the spell and then approach it, obviously.
We watched them move them, right?
Say that again?
We watched them move those like portals, right?
You do see that, yeah. Did you see them do it? Yes, because they were tending it, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cast Mage Hand
Okay.
as I pull out a clockwork-looking hand made from coconuts and vines and stuff and sticks, and it's going to climb over and try to move one of the portals.
All right. Tell you what, give it an accuracy roll, a dexterity. Let's see if it can actually get it before it bursts into flames and explodes. So,
I want to use my dexterity.
yeah, sure.
16.
All right, that is just good enough. It climbs up on the thing and slides one of the and you can see now that there's like 8 little sections, and you can slide them around. And sliding one definitely changed the amount of flames that were jetting out of this portal. It toned it down a little bit, and then boom, your coconut mage hand bursts into flames and is gone. But I think you can make another one, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip. So
Right.
Ooh, actually.
put another one together and throw it out to do it again.
All right. So tell you what, give me a Arcana roll this time, because basically you can kind of make them each round and do that. So give me an Arcana roll to figure out turning off which
21.
one. Really?
Not natural. 21.
You turn it down. The jet slows down, and eventually, and then it pretty much ices over as the lava just solidifies on that side. There are 2 more.
move over to the next set and do the same thing.
All right. Once again, there's no one there to stop you, so eventually, you. It just takes a little while. Mage hand explodes. Turn it down. One of the flames. Now it's only one flame, and you can see that the creatures that are in this middle section here are indeed still vaguely alive some way. They are seemingly, like I said, they're like raisins, like wool. And eventually, as you peel back each layer of flame, there they sit in this charred little area, and basically there's the grates that open up. You can see them. They're only half dead.
Mostly dead.
Like the California raisins. Which then is, of course, where we're going to go with all of the fruits that are alive. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not playing that game.
Is there a way to get to them now?
You can get to them from above, so you have to go back up around to the outside.
I say we do that.
All right.
Can do that.
All right. So there they are, crying out. You're above them, and you can see them kind of crawling and like.
You should send them some water.
What a great idea!
Yeah,
I just want to give him a mercy killing.
I'm carrying a medium cask of water.
Okay. Yeah. So you jump down, and I mean the place is still hot, but you jump down. You, I mean, do you just sprinkle them with water? What do you do?
I'll just kind of like set it down and just take the lid off in the middle.
All right. They're like, and they're moving towards it, and like one of them just gets it and like just soaks it up, and you can see this water nymph return to her full stature as she just kind of fills out, like, and like flops over. And the other ones crawl over, like, you're gonna need more water.
I'm gonna bring my huge stores of water that I brought along in after seeing this and distribute water about towards each nymph body.
All right. So there are 6 of them there, and they're like, they get in the water, and they, once again, each one of them fills out. They are rehydrated nymphs, truly.
Rehydrated nymphs.
Yes, those are grow a nymph toys.
Well, I mean, they were refried nymphs, now they're rehydrated nymphs.
Rehydrated, that's right. All right. They are exhausted. They are in terrible shape, and they are not sea monkeys, but they're pretty close. And they thank you profusely for rescuing them, and they clearly are like right at, they can barely speak. They're just exhausted. They have all levels of exhaustion. They thank you profusely, and they're like, what happened? Where are we? What?
You're in a temple
Okay.
that's run by fire demons, apparently.
Yeah.
Do you know of a woman named Neela by any chance?
Nilea?
Yes.
The goddess?
Goddess.
Yeah. Our
there was
mother,
a-
yes.
There was a water nymph who said her name was Neela, and she came to me and told me to come find you guys.
And they look at each other and they're like, that sounds like our mother, but we haven't seen
Your
her.
mother? She
Yeah.
said that she was that that you were hurt.
Gods say all sorts of stuff. All right, so just like, they're like, and they all look at each other, and they look at you, and they're like, our mother must have sent you to us. We've been here for, I have no idea how long, tortured by these horrible creatures, and this our world suddenly changed. I don't know how long ago, and we're captured by fire demons. It's been hell, really. Let's just face it. It's been hell.
That's typically what hell is.
It has been 400 years since you were last in the real world again.
Doesn't feel like a day over 7 million years to me, but that's all right. It was torture forever. Yeah. We had no power whatsoever, and they imprisoned us here. It's been a drag. Do you have any more water? That'd be great. I'm just gonna take some water. And they are like, they've already gone through at least 10 gallons of water. That's more than any human could possibly drink, or 6 humans could possibly drink. In literally 5 to 10 minutes.
We're hydrating for 400 years now, so
yeah.
Hail hydrate.
Hail hydrate. Well, with the sun setting on you as you stand on top of this temple that you have now closed off from the fire portal. Yes, Aguilar.
You said there was gems in the wall.
Yeah, but they're part of the portal. You could try to break them off, but it might shoot fire in your face. At least that much you know.
I mean, it might.
I'm not going to say 7 million dice of damage, but
it might.
7 million dice of damage.
I'm going to send a thought to my owl, and he's going to buzz around Aguilar's head to distract him.
It might do that. I mean... Right.
And you stand atop the hill that is the highest point of Kaltanaset city, the ruins of it, and the nymphs say, we need to get back to our source, and we can start the water flowing again on our beautiful island, our once beautiful island. And they kind of look around, and they're like, "What the hell is this? Jesus, this place got wrecked." They give you all big hugs. And they say, "We will find some way to repay you, great heroes. Thank you for rescuing us." And as one of those kung fu movie endings where everybody does yeah. All right. All right, everybody.
The hero poses.
That's not kung fu. That's a Japanese movie.
That's Uwu.
It's Yeet Kundo. All right, my friends. Well, we're going to end our adventure right here, having our great grand Patreon saints saving the day for the nymphs and perhaps bringing water back to this very dry, parched island.
Because maybe other aquatic people on the island might need some water too.
That's true. Angering some gods, helping others. Oh, what's going to happen next time? My friends, so this has been our April meetup of our Grand Patreon Saints. Next month will be our May meetup when we're going to have 2 parties going with three players each with perhaps special guests. So we've got even more things to schedule. I don't know when we're going to find time, but we are going to do it, my friends.
And that's in a couple of weeks now.
That's right. So, yeah, in just a couple more weeks, and we'll already be right into May. That's right. 1st of May. Well, once again, thank you all for joining us for this adventure. You helped save the day, I'll say, because there was definitely some moments there where these people would have gotten hosed with fire. And so well done, everybody. Once again, the fickle hands of the Patreon saints and have saved the day. That's a big question mark. We want to thank our sponsors for all of our shows, which is Turtle Creek Coffee, as well as Ren Adventures. And hopefully you can join us on our next Ren Adventures tour to somewhere in Europe, we would go to Italy, Sicily, the actual island of Sicily, and we'll visit some of these places. Question from the front row. Yes.
Can I make a plug?
Absolutely.
So Dice Nights is going to be having an event on the 2nd. So go to the Dice Nights webpage, check out the information for that. It's going to be a whole day event. We're going to teach people how to use weapons. They're going to play the Dice Nights game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check it out. Buy your tickets.
That's right. And where is that going to be?
That's going to be on the site of New Jersey Ren Fair. It's going to be at Liberty Lake.
All right, Liberty Lake. And don't forget, we are going to be there at Liberty Lake for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. The Nat 21 crew is going to be there the first weekend of June, but do not miss out on the New Jersey Renaissance Fair because it is the last weekend of May and the first weekend of June. So, my friends, enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for joining us for Nat 21 Adventures. Remember, this is Nat 21 Adventures. When a natural 20 just won't do, you are definitely going to need a Nat 21. Good night, everybody.